There we go. We're back. Uh-huh, for just a second. There wasn't anything to see at the moment besides, the resource library, but... Nah, it was the resource library for Warhammer stuff. Okay, so... everyone's getting to the music stream, yeah? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let me know. I want to get this done. Just let me know when everyone's connected to the music stream. Alright. Top of round 2. We're going to the numberless Babao, which is the one closest to Lortan. I'm sure you're going to have a great time with him. Yes, you are buffed out the ass. Actually, in regards to that question, knowledge religion for everyone who has knowledge religion, please. Okay, between the two of you, you can easily determine one thing. Which is that, one of your current buffs is DR10 that is only negated by good. And Regeneration 5 against unholy damage or evil spells. Because of that, you're aware that the average damage of Babao means they're not gonna hurt you. The only method they have of really damaging you is to sneak attack you. Oh yes, dripping with blood and wanting to eat you. Totally good Babao. Oh god. Alright, this Babao is going to receive an AOO from Lortan as it moves around. Also, apparently that thing's still editable for some reason. Yeah, that's not gonna hit, I'm afraid. Do you want to, add your D12 and not have it for your actual turn? Okie dokie. Well, it's going to try and swing at you. I mean, you really don't have reason to be concerned right now. I mean, it's definitely hit you. Yes, so it manages to claw at you twice and bite you, but neither the claws nor the teeth even pierce your armor, exterior, or anything they hit about you in general. You take 0 damage. Babao 1 is dead. Babao 6 is going to take an AOO from Lortan as it gets into sneak attack position. Of course, yes, I always forget about this. Why aren't you a fighter? Anyway, it has a... Yes, she is on the floor. That Minotaur did not like her. That would have killed someone, yeah. It is going to attack you with a long spear. That won't hit. That will hit, barely. Its base damage will do literally nothing to you. But sneak attack will also do nothing to you. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I am tired. I was trying to tab through my browser to try and see the map. Honora, you have a target-rich environment. Gross. Yep. You are utterly and entirely refreshed. Yes, you're treated as having holy on, like, everything you do, basically. Yeah, every single, claw hit you would make, Helena would have a plus GD6 on it. It's up to you whether you want to do that or a spell. Okay, I assume you're just going to claw the thing directly in front of you. Nope. Nope. Which, you have 2 attacks, so you have 2 options there. That will not hit. Would you like to roll your d12 and add it to that? Because that will not hit. No. No. Okay, roll d12. Yeah, that'll hit. Roll 2d6. Don't forget that if you want a shorthand, you could just do bracket number D number. Yes, you clawed the bow and the wounds were glowing. Mm-hmm. It's still alive. These are not that weak. They're still Babao. Yep. 2d6. That could have been better. But alright. You claw at the Babao, and you leave gashes in it that are glowing white. That's really not how your claws usually work. Yes. Don't worry about it. I only have so much royalty-free music. I just needed something suitably heroic. Yes. Babao number 3 is going to stay where they are in regards to Ermengarde and just swing at her. What does Ermengarde's AC at the moment? Is that with size taken into account? Alright. Well, that will hit. He actually rolled max damage. So it pricks you with his spear. And he's gonna keep swinging. That will not hit. And neither will that. He swings wildly at you, goes in for the largest thrust of the spear that he can do, and it really doesn't hurt. Babao number 7 is going to run around to the other side of Ermengarde and will take... Yes, they will take an AOO because of it. Yeah, that'll hit. Roll me a 2d6. Thwap. Still up, but that hurt him. Yeah. What would be? D10? 2d6? Yeah, because you got monk and larger size. Okay, then just roll another 2d6. Nope. Yep. Still up, but that definitely hurt more. Now it will swing at you. That's gonna hit. Sneak attack will mean it does get some actual damage in on you. That'll miss. And that will miss. So that's all that's gonna hurt you. Now give me a moment, I need to check when regeneration actually happens. Right, okay. So you will automatically regenerate... Yes, 5. Punch and 7. Go right ahead. That'll hit. For the record, I think you have a +5 to your damage. Yeah, sure. Could have been better, but still good. You only got so much action economy right now. Babao number 2 is going to run to gang up on the cat. Yes, it does, but I don't think you have combat reflexes. No, it did, didn't it? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that'll hit. They're still up. Mainly because you're not one-punching these things. That will hit. Oh, and that'll actually do damage. How about that? Oh, stop your whining. You're taking 5. You will literally heal that. Babao number 8. Babao number 8 is coming for Luthwen. Because you are a target. That's... What's your AC? Okay, that's a crit, but not a confirm. It didn't confirm. What do you want from me? Stab! Oh, look. It's basically nothing. Babao number 4 knows they need to team up, and will thus come after Luthwen. I believe you have your bow out right now, so you can't AOO. That will hit. Luthwen. Yeah, let me handle it. Oh my god. Huh? Oh. Right. Is it any different than your favorite enemy for humans right now? Okay. Just use Greatsword and add in the appropriate bonuses. Yeah, I know. That will be after combat, basically. And talking about purchasing things and... No. That will not hit. Are you going to use your D12? That will hit. That's some respectable damage on the Babao. And this is the one you hit with an arrow already. So you are actually going to bifurcate it. And it falls over dead. Until it disappears. I mean, talking's a free action, I suppose. Sure. As what? Come here? Yeah, sure. Daynor. It's gonna take a few AOs, actually. 3. That'll still be 2. Uh-huh. Yeah. Get stabbed a little bit. Daynor has a D12 as well. Because it is ethical initiative. Got it. Nope. Babao number 5. We'll go and say hi to Tazrak. I'm sorry, what? Oh my god. Tazrak, you have been stabbed. Babao number 9 will try to stab the cat. It will be mostly ineffective. Lorton. Target-rich environment. I mean, it is. It's just also friendlies. There is a space in there. Quite a bit with the rolls you got. One moment. Yeah, I could tell you that pretty freely. Yes. In character, Lorton would know they are completely immune to electricity and poison, and resist acid, cold, and fire. 10. For the record, your fire does also get the holy bonus right now. Basically any damaging effect you do right now. Not just punching. Yes, yes you can. Back to full health with you. Okie dokie. Sure. I believe they get a reflex save on that, don't they? DC? Well, they're both gonna make it, unfortunately. So roll the damage and 2d6 for it being holy fire. Yes. And thus, they will burn slightly. It'd be better if they hadn't made their saves, but what can you do? Okie dokie. Tazrak, you finally get to go. I mean, you could pass if you want, I guess. Lightning! That would be why you can't move into it. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's just give me a second here. There we go. Now you aren't seeing outside of the world. But it does hit this one. So you can. Alright. Yeah, yep, sure. Yes. What is their will save? Oh, that's funny. I wouldn't actually guess that. No, then just will's their worst save. Unfortunately, most of them did pass. But that only affects the damage from Black Lightning and not the holy damage on top of it. So with that in mind... sorry, did you say this one wasn't affected? Okay. Babao 9 gets lightning into the claw marks left by Honora and kind of vaporizes from the inside out. The others are shocked and scorched, but still standing for the moment. Anything else? Okie dokie. Babao 0. We'll 5-foot step and start swinging at Lorton. First hit. Second hit. Third hit. Yes, you did. Yeah, Lorton took some actual hurt in there. Babao 6. Also wants to hurt Lorton, but has no flanking, and does not have a way of getting flanking. This makes Babao 6 very unhappy. It will try and swing at Lorton regardless. And it will miss with one of them, at least. Oh boy. Now imagine what it would be like if you didn't have the damage resistance. Honora. Maybe help your comrade. Same thing. Yes. Yes, you're healed. And then you immediately take 4. Congratulations, you ended up healing 1. Claw away. Remember to add the +2 from flanking. If only you had sneak attack. That does not hit. Would you like to use your D12? You have hit. Congratulations. Roll me a 2d6. You slash with the Babao. Your claws open up its back, and it explodes into light and disappears. But I believe that is your turn. Babao 7 is going to swing at Ermengarde, but he no longer has a flanking buddy. Ermengarde, you have taken a grievous wound. Ermengarde, you will heal your grievous wound. Ermengarde, go ahead. Okay. That will not hit. Would you like to use a D12? No. At the end of it all. That will hit. Roll your damage. Yeah, you punch the bow and it goes through the wall and falls into the ruined street below. That one was, yes. It does go poofed, yes. Not that I doubt you'll be looking out to sea. Sure. Babao 2. Babao 2 will swing at the cat. No, it will. That's a crit. That's a confirm. Uh-oh. Congratulations. Its remaining attacks do not kill you. Babao number 4 isn't sure whether to try and attack the dog, or the wolf, or Luthwen. Dog, wolf, same thing. He's gonna 5-foot step and attack Luthwen. That'll miss. He will claw at you just slightly. You will then heal that claw damage. Flanking. Okay. Alright. You stab your greatsword into the chest of the Babao, it glows with energy, and the Babao explodes. It's just a puddle of goo now. Nanor. Well, go for your combat maneuver. Not bad. That will succeed. Which I believe just means you get to move through it, yeah? well placed, and they know where it's going to be. And Babao 6 is on the ground. Babao 5. Babao 5 will advance on Tazrak. It is not going to go away. That'll hit. That will not. That will hit. Tazrak, I have grave news. You will take 2 damage. Lortan! You are going to heal 5, thankfully. For now. You have the lion's share of things attacking you. That'll happen next time. That's what I'm doing. Yep. Yep. You don't actually have a say in this. It will love you. Okay, sure. It does, actually. Does a murderous commanded enemy able to flank with a player character? Right. Well, in any case, its turn is not for a while. Tazrak. I'd go Nanor. Ermengarde can take a little bit of lightning. Wolf. Yep. Yeah. No, you did, actually. I didn't say anything. It isn't a bad roll. And checking totals. Babao number 5 glows, and disappears. Plorf. Babao 0. Will, He would circle around Nanor to get a flank, but Babao 6 is on the ground, but, he's still gonna do it. You only killed one. Hurt the rest, though. They aren't gonna last very much longer, believe me. Lortan and Nanor both get AOOs. Nanor will miss. No, you didn't use it last time, so you still have it. Nanor will not miss. Between biting and bashing, it will go down. And it will just die, it will not disappear. Babao 6 will try to stand up, but you have no AOOs to hit it with. Ermengarde does, yes. Punch it. Oh, also, actually, Ermengarde, Romeo will save. Yes, you're just gonna hit normally. So just roll your damage. Yeah, Babao 6 starts to stand up, gets punched in the head by Ermengarde, and crumples back to the ground. Honora. Eh? Yeah, the only one alive is the one that has been charmed to kill his fellows, of which there are now none. Which is base. Except it can't, because it came here through a gate. It doesn't actually have a way of returning. Scorching Beam will fuck you in particular, yep. We do have a spell library. Yep. Well, remember, you do have to hit with it. Dex plus BAB. Okay, fine. Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, you hit. Congrats. Oh shit, you're right. Oh boy, that confirmed. Go ahead, roll. Jesus Christ, roll 66 twice. Yeah, roll 46, multiply by 2, and then it's another 2d6. Okay, so 28. Okay. Just 36 damage and a single scorching ray on the bow. Its chest explodes outwards in kind of blue-colored gore, and it dies because it does not survive that. That is indeed the last of them. In the moments after you defeat the Mabaos, the power infusing you does fade. But you still feel different. There's still something left over. Something's changed. But you're not actively glowing anymore. Though your glowing will remain long enough to heal to full, because, you know, 5 hit points per round is pretty quick. Yeah, there's stuff left of her. Her body was pretty mulched by the explosion, but her gear seems to have survived. Both Wendwog and Irabeth are fine. I mean, they're unconscious because they lost oxygen to their brains for a little bit, which is bad, but it seems like they're going to be okay. Defender's Heart. Yes, the Wardstone is completely gone. I am going to point out that you have a perfect view out into the city because of the hole Ermengarde punched in the wall. Is anyone going to take a look? Looking out through the hole, you see demons and fiends fleeing the city, either flying, running, or digging. Some of them are poofing, but you have to imagine that most of the ones that poofed would have poofed already. There had been a pulse of energy from the Wardstone as it exploded. One could imagine demons didn't like that. She is not going to wake for the moment. And she kind of needs her rest after that suffocation. For the record, perception, please, everyone. Yeah, that's a nat 20. Yes. Your elf eyes see that there is actually a tiny bit of the Wardstone remaining, just not where you expected to see it. There are shards of the Wardstone stuck in the walls. Yes, you were close. Yes. Actually, there's 6 shards of the Wardstone. Just a moment. It's like a sliver. It's half a pound. Which it kind of is. It's a sliver compared to the Wardstone. Pretty much, yeah. So, yes, there are 6 Wardstone shards. They all do the same thing. They can only be used once before they're going to become inert. As a standard action, you can rub it along a weapon or a suit of armor to transfer the magic of the shard to the weapon or armor for a day. If you enhance a weapon with it, that weapon will gain the Evil Outsider Bane quality and is treated as both being made of cold iron and a good weapon for the purposes of overcoming DR. Yes. If you rub it along a suit of armor, it gains SR 13, but only against Evil Outsiders. Against demons, it becomes SR 17. It also makes a non-magical suit of armor a +1 suit of armor. No. So if you want to mark down that you have those somewhere, I'm sure you'll find point to use them at some point. Hmm? Odin? You stop talking. We need to go over again what something. Have you forgotten? Which people should have it marked down at least what they were called. Which one do you have? They're all 3 times per day. Which you haven't run into very much of. Yes. So in any case, I assume you're looting Jeslyn. Hey, Tazrak. You get 350 gold worth of Onyx gems. She was a bit busy. Okay, ready to mark down things, people? A +1 scythe. A cloak of resistance +2. A amulet of natural armor +1. If you're wondering why she was hard to hit, 3 scrolls of Dispel Magic. And some gold. You were correct, but it's been a while. I'll get back to you on that when I'm less tired. Yes, I know. Don't worry about it. Right. That is all she has on her. Mostly because she was wearing bones. That doesn't have a lot of carrying space. Uh, Dispel Magic is also divine. So, I assume you will then leave the Grey Garrison and return your unconscious allies to Defender's Heart. Of course. you It's not very hard to do so, thankfully. Yep. Prestidigitation is amazing like that. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. You return to Defender's Heart. And, well, your fellows are sent off to be checked on by the healers and get their bed rest, and most likely you lot all do the same as you find yourselves particularly exhausted after that energy that was coursing through you. Not to mention, you have a job well done. You have almost single-handedly, the group of you, expelled the demons from Canabras. They fled because of you. You did. For the record, I did mention that you could leave and return. If you had, things would have happened. Yes, reinforcements. If I was following that method. Yes, speaking of, to get this official, when you all head to bed the night after clearing out the Grey Garrison and saving the city, you have a singular dream, a shared dream, in which a scarred but beautiful woman dressed in plate armor visits you, all of you standing side by side in a featureless white plain. She thanks you. She thanks you for your kindness and your service before apologizing that she can't help you in the future. But she does grant each of you a token of her gratitude, kisses each of you on the brow, and you awaken, knowing that you do have the blessing of a goddess. And as was discussed out of session, you gained all of the following of +2 bonus to a skill of your choice, 5 permanent hit points, a bonus feat of your choice, and a +2 increase to an ability score of your choice. Now, I'm going to talk about some things here about what happened in the aftermath. While I'm doing so, I'm going to extend an invitation for everyone to go to loot and inventory in just a moment while I transfer over your actual correct tokens. There we go. Because people have leveled, and you have mythic tiers now, so things are a bit different. I'm going to trust that most of you know how to edit your own tokens at this point. I'll handle you later, Helena. Oh my god. As it frankly should. Welcome to why I can throw mythic enemies at you now. Yeah. Regardless, I'll check over people's things to ensure they're correct later. Just edit them to what you know to be correct now, while I discuss what happens to Canabras in the immediate time afterwards. Then fix it. So, the total bonus. You just want to be able to press it and have the correct number come out. In the time after you've driven the demons from Kenabres, there's... well, it's not reason to celebrate, really. The city's still been destroyed, and over half the population of those who once lived here are dead, unfortunately. But you have come out victorious. You were assaulted by all the Storm King had to offer, and you didn't, well, all die because of it. Yet. You foiled the plan to turn nearly every Crusader they could reach into demonic puppets. You received the thanks of a goddess for being kind to those that had died in her service, and being, well, quite merciless to those who defiled her temple. All in all, job well done, and you find yourself having to help the Eagle Watch shepherd some of those returning to the city. Those citizens who fled outside of it the moment demons started to appear. There's still a few demons left in the city, of course. They didn't all flee, just the smart ones. But the dumb ones are easily mopped up, even if you occasionally have to go out yourself and take care of them. They're not particularly difficult after what you've had to deal with. And it is with this routine slaying of demons that you find the new strength you've been imbued with. Whether it's because of Iomede's blessing, the energies from the Ward Stone, or something else, you're not sure. But what is clear is you went into the Grey Garrison feeling strong, a good crusader ready to fight demons, and came out feeling like an army. You're reasonably certain that, had you been this strong on your entrance into the Grey Garrison, it would not have nearly been so difficult. But for now, people are recovering. Life is slowly starting again as people are getting farms set up to feed the refugees. Weapons and armor are being hammered out for use against the demons that they know will come again. And you are universally regarded as heroes, even if misunderstood by some. Lortan gets odd looks wherever he goes due to his own appearance, and Tazrak gets even more. But you do get smiles back, because you're a hero of Kenabres. You saved the city. As part of a group, but still. Irabeth and Wenduog recover without issue, and Irabeth will, at that point, tell tales of your heroism to all who will listen. Yes, the helms can be repaired without much issue. It would happen. The Grey Garrison has been reclaimed, and thus those Crusader helmets were taken, reforged, and repaired. In the time immediately after, you do find the mongrel folk of Neathholm journeying to the surface to help in reconstruction of the city, which is encouraging for future efforts of actual cooperation. Wenduog continues to be slightly irritating in that she seems to pick one of you to shadow on any given day. One could imagine she was competitive.
Good luck.
Hmm. You soon hear of Aravashnil helping with arcane magic where he can amongst the people in Reconstruction, usually clearing rubble or trying to help mend buildings. Am I? Connection-wise, or just talking? Testing 1, 2. He's using his arcane magic to assist in reconstructing buildings, clearing rubble. You know, everything magic can be used for isn't healing. Am I coming through now? Yes, he's mostly adept in summoning. He did serve well in the distraction forces that let you get into the Grey Garrison without reinforcements coming from without. You do hear that Horgus Squirm has come squirming around, talking about his contributions to the effort. Horgus Squirm. Well, he asked. Yes. He sent lots of food. He is very easily the wealthiest man remaining in Canabras. Or were traders. I got an error for some reason. Oh, that's why. Need a semicolon in there. I know what the issue is. One moment. While I check through people's tokens and such, does anyone want to talk about what they're doing for Mythic, in case people are unaware so far? Good. Which is unfortunate. Dog is dog. But Mythic Craft Hunter's item is still amazing. So, you are able to purchase things in Canabras now with only one problem. Um, don't worry about the money right now. Availability and the fact that the city has been devastated and now a lot of its resources are going to trying to feed, clothe, house, and protect the civilians that have been protected so far. There's not a lot to go around at the moment. A little bit. Just tad. Availability. People will gladly give you what they have. You are the heroes of Canabras. They don't have much. The Queen's army is on its way, yes. Let me put it this way. You can sell what you want to sell. That's not an issue. But you're likely going to have to wait to buy what you need until that army has arrived. Pretty much. We will get to that soon. Anyway, who's selling things? It's a +1 adamantine Morningstar is what that one is. Sure. No one in this town is going to cheat you. Sorry, the books? You had 6 for 50 each? No. That's way too little. That would never happen. Yep. No, no, no. No. He had his eyes burned with acid from Karamzadeh himself. No, they're just sort of melted. I think it might have been both. Yeah, the Storm King is what happened. No. Is there anything else that's going to be sold, or are you going to wait for the army to arrive? Because you are hearing rumors that it is approaching. Okay. Okay. It's only a few days later that news of the army and Queen Galfrey's arrival spreads to the city. There are thousands upon thousands of road-weary and battle-worn crusaders thankful for a place to rest, even if that place has been significantly damaged. They immediately set out refortifying the city, even as Their leader, the Queen, seeks out those who played such a key role in its defense specifically, and in the transformation, however temporarily, of the Wardstones into a potent defense that drove the demons back into the World Wound, even if it was only for a short time. The power of the Wardstones did seem to fade, yes. They don't seem to have probed again, no. Are you planning on waiting for the Queen in Defender's Heart or somewhere else? That would be rather inconvenient, mostly for the fact that you will be surrounded by literally thousands of Crusaders, and that makes it a bit hard to have a conversation. Yes. But assuming you're going to have a conversation in comfort, it's either that at the library. Unless you want to commandeer Horgus Worm's estate or something. Not when it wasn't his idea. What are you saying, Skullhat? Well, you'd have to find him first. He's still not a very sociable man. Yes. So a lot of you, once Lortan has heard the news, will gather in Defender's Heart. And Queen Galfrey will first ask for your explanation of what exactly happened in the Grey Garrison. I assume you simply give it to her. If you're willing to tell her, she will listen. You had it. Yeah, Yerbeth had it, therefore she gave it back to you, yes. Yeah, no, it... Radiance. Yeah, you are considered the best wielders of it for now. For obvious reasons. Yeah. You have both a cleric and an oracle. Together you get a paladin. After you explain the extent of your story, which does take at least an hour and a half, and it's probably at least a little enlightening to Lortan, at least, given he wasn't there for it. The Queen listens, and then speaks directly to you. She is not speaking as a monarch or as a leader of the Crusaders, she is speaking as the only person with the authority to talk about what's really going on right now. While there are some narrow-minded souls among the Crusade who blame you for the destruction of the Wardstone border, I do not begrudge you for what you did. Far from it. From the sound of it, you saved entire legions of Crusaders from most vile fate by preventing Vorlesh from transforming them. And the blast of energy gave us the time we needed to regroup and prepare for what will certainly come next. But you understand the implications of what you've done, I'm sure. The Wardstones are gone. But Iomedae has seen fit that you will be their replacement. I can think of no other reason that would explain why their power would have settled in your bodies and souls and didn't merely fade into the ether. In time, the demons will regroup and reorganize. We can trust their inherent chaos to make this period of regrouping longer than it would otherwise take, but we shouldn't underestimate them. They'll be back soon enough. Already I've had reports from among the front lines that small groups of demons are attacking fortifications and settlements along the southern border. But what intrigues me most is news from several reliable sources that as our fiendish enemies are starting to mass in the southern reaches along the Rift Shadow and the World Wound, they've left several of their northern lairs relatively unprotected. In particular, the fiend Apona Vicious has taken the bulk of her army from Dresden, leaving it only moderately protected as she joins with the Storm King and Iz to, no doubt, plot greater attacks on larger targets, like Nerosian, Karsau, and beyond. The time is right to strike into their territory. Dresden was the first of our cities to fall after the First Crusade, and we lost more than our kin and our pride that day. We lost the Sword of Valor, a magical banner carried by the Inheritor herself during the Shining Crusade. If Dresden could be retaken, if the Sword of Valor could once again be held by the Crusade, well, I trust I don't need to explain how well that would affect morale. But with the imminent attacks along the border, I cannot spare many to lead an assault on Dresden, and even if I could, a large army attacking the city would only draw Apona Vicious back to defend the place. The obvious tactic is to send in a group of capable heroes with a modest but well-trained army to strike now while the proverbial iron is hot. And this is why I've sought you out. If you can retake Dresden and reclaim the Sword of Valor, not only will you silence the fools who would brand you traitors for destroying the Wardstone, but more importantly, you would bolster the entire war effort with your heroism. And I fear we need all the bolstering we can get. We will send some of our most skilled priests to assist him. Aravashnil actually has contacted me as the last of the Rift Wardens in Canobras, and it is for that reason he must remain. He is the only one left with access to their information, and it must be preserved. Yes, they will be healed. Yes, I have already been invited to Neathholm by Chief Sol, and I look forward to a diplomatic excursion for once. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. I understand you have been bereft of information. Yes. Army, perhaps, is a technical definition. If we were to send enough troops with you to be spotted on the roads, a larger force of demons would simply double back and destroy you, I'm afraid. But we are going to send some directly after you. We have found a way to conceal some of our movements. Notably, we are sending 3 specialists with you. Aaron Kier was a cleric of Shelyn here in Kenabres before the temple was destroyed. He can help with healing as needed if you need it, but he's also quite knowledgeable about demons and their specific tactics. Social Vanek is an expert on siege tactics, traps, infiltration, scouting, and the like. He's where you'll be getting your map of the Citadel. And lastly, Nura Dendewar. She'll be supporting you with bardic magic, but she's also an expert on the region and knows more about Dresden than anyone in Kenabres at this point. As soon as we have them prepared, we will be sending 100 devout paladins to follow you. Not a very large army, I know. But they will grant you an advantage to anything that may be left in Dresden that you have to face. It's somewhere inside Citadel, Dresden. At one point it was held in a special vault, but our divinations have only revealed that the banner remains in the Citadel somewhere. Alas, the same wards that protected against demons also hamper divination attempts, but we know it's still in there, likely kept as a trophy. Dresden itself, it was built during the First Crusade as a strategic foothold inside the World Wound. Dwarves chiseled it directly from a rocky hill near the source of the Selen River, and it held for well over a decade before a traitor turned the Sword of Valor over to the demons. With the Sword of Valor's protection gone, they overwhelmed Dresden in a single night. Out of character 1 second. I'm tired enough to not actually know if you're correct. To be quite frank, once you have the Sword of Dresden... Yes, the Sword of Valor, yes. Pardon me. They will not be nearly so formidable against you. It was wielded by the Inheritor herself. It bolstered our morale, it warded against demonic attacks, deception, and even teleportation. Small, with your 100 paladins, yes. And as a further answer to your question, what stops the demons from teleporting in to return once you've attacked? Their own nature. Those that have left behind to protect Dresden have been charged to do so, and if they abandon that post to alert others that something has happened, they will be killed for leaving their post. This is how the demons operate. That, and their arrogance about their superiority over mortal life, even heroes such as yourself, should be more than enough to keep them in Dresden until the very end. As soon as you've broken their morale, they'll teleport away in droves, but they should still give you several days to complete your mission. Ah, but before I forget, I wanted to be clear. Your successes and triumphs have not gone unnoticed. And with your acceptance of this task, she draws the sword at her side. And it is a very ornate sword. It is a well-used, and clearly she knows how to handle it well. And she bids each of you to kneel. And as you do, she goes to each of you in turn and dubs all of you Knights of the Fifth Crusade. As Knights of the Crusade, you have been granted permission to lead armies and rule over lands. But of more immediate note, she turns to the pack she brought with her. And retrieves some medals. First, she goes to Luthwen. And she hands Luthwen a triangular medal with the skull of a demon emblazoned in the middle. The Righteous Medal of Agility, awarded only to those heroes who deliver a death blow to a demon in combat before they even have a chance to act. Put that onto your sheet. You have a Righteous Medal of Agility. You get a +1 sacred bonus on initiative checks. These are going to be on an individual basis. No. It's a medal. You did a thing. You got a medal for it. You then receive a circular blue medal with a pair of feminine gray eyes surrounded by a circular silver lightning bolt. And in fact, these are passed out to all of you. Awarded only to heroes who recover vital information of great use against the World Wound and deliver that intelligence to the Crusaders. Everyone, this is the Righteous Medal of Clarity. Everyone gets a +2 sacred bonus on saves against insanity or confusion effects. A +2 sacred bonus on saves against insanity or confusion. Once more, medals are passed to all of you. A circular medal depicts a leering demon head before two crossed swords. The Righteous Medal of Command. Awarded only to heroes who redeem one of the enemy and convince the redeemed character to join the crusade. Yes, it would. This grants a +2 sacred bonus on saves against all emotion-based effects. Yes, against emotion stuff. Returning to Luthwen, and then also handing one to Ermengarde. A medal that looks like a demonic skull, the top of which has been pierced by 4 red-hilted swords. The Righteous Medal of Valor. Granted for slaying particularly powerful demons. Hmm. You get a +2 sacred bonus to CMD. And lastly, to Luthwen and to Honora, a hexagonal medal with a white castle on a field of red with gold trim. The Righteous Medal of Vigor. Awarded to heroes who are reduced to negative hit points by a demon, but survive and rejoin the battle before that demon is defeated. I'm not these aren't in character. Shush your mouth, Odin. I could take away your CMD medal, you know. You get a +2 sacred bonus on saves against death effects. I'm going to note out of character, there are medals you haven't gotten, and you can still get the medals that have already been given out if you haven't gotten them yet. These are going to be awarded more in the future as well. A mythic character who wears all 6 righteous medals gains 1 additional use of mythic power per day. Yes. Because you did. Oh, actually, I do get to let you know what will award you the last medal. The Righteous Medal of Spirit, awarded only to heroes who become possessed or mentally controlled by a demon, but escape from that control before they are forced to do evil. It would grant a +2 sacred bonus on saves against charm and possession effects. Once your medals have been awarded and now that you've agreed to the mission, Queen Galfrey will escort you to the camps just outside of Kenabres' northern wall, where her armies of thousands await. Galfrey. Token or macros? You should have, Yes, stuff! Flower actually will get medals. Sure. No. Yes. Yes, she does. The Righteous Medal of Vigor. So, Queen Galfrey escorts you to the camps outside of Canavras, where her thousands upon thousands of crusaders await. But she leads you to a specific group at the northern edge of the camp, and as they approach, the knights, of course, quickly fall into line, standing at attention, not just for the queen, but for you. These are the knights that have volunteered to aid you in retaking Dresden. Their loyalty and devotion are true. Aran, Sosiel, and Nura await you farther in the camp. They are inside the tent, planning. I've never been one for ceremony, and you've a lot of work ahead of you. I wish you luck in your mission and hope to hear of your triumph soon. I leave with 2 parting gifts. Luthwen, your family is part of the crusade. For a long time. She pulls a bow from her bag. It's dark, ingrained with green whorls and etches, and she hands it over, at which point it almost glows in your hand. You don't. I had this created for your mother. She used it in the Crusades, but she always left it here. Now that she is gone, and with what has happened to you, best that you have it. Not well, but well enough. Miss Schwarzschild? I've noticed the unusual care you have with your gauntlet. Just a long pause. But the Queen does not know this circumstance and is not going to pry into this circumstance. But she will retrieve a different gauntlet from her bag. Yes. I'm calling it a gauntlet because it's frankly just better to say. And it's functionally the same thing. It's not a Muppet. It's masterfully crafted of steel and silver and even some gold filigree. No. And she has no qualms in handing it over for Ermengarde for her usage. It also seems to almost glow as it is touched. Good luck to all of you. I recommend you set out as soon as possible, but you do have some days to prepare. And with that, she's off, because the Queen of the Crusades has many important tasks to attend to. Not the least of which being a rendezvous with mongrel folk. I do have unfortunate news for you. Arvashnil is being healed, but he does need to stay in the city to ensure that they retrieve all information from the Rift Wardens, now that he is the only one remaining. Anivia and Irabeth. Well, Irabeth leads the Eagle's Watch, and Anivia is still not a soldier, really. She's a guard, and she's a good guard, but she's not a soldier. Horgus is not going with you. Yeah, if Horgus said yes, I think you'd probably have to check him out for some kind of concussion. So, I'm going to call it here because I'm very tired. You will, at the start of next session, get to meet your 3 specialist friends. Or allies. Might not be friendly with you. But, yes, you will have the chance to spend your money. Which, by the way, go check your money totals. That is going to be your actual money totals because you are going to retrieve some income for this. We're just going to reset this now. So, copy over what your money is there, and then we'll deal with money spent next session. The Lortan, you're going to get an extra 1,000 gold. Just consider it a reward from the Queen and her armies, just bring you roughly up to par. Yeah, we'll get to that. You are going to have still limited selection on what you can get with the Crusade here, but it's definitely more than it would have been with just Canavras. Well, you know what legendary stuff they have, but yours is a composite longbow of the same quality of what you already had. And Odin's is a cestus. Odin? Yes. It's for punching demons, it's cold iron. It's cold iron, covered in steel, covered in silver, covered in gold, but cold iron doesn't actually need to touch things really for it to work because it's magic. Find its price and it sells for half, but let me know next time. Yeah. Goodbye, stream.